Girl, you will not believe the absolute madness that happened in our compound of recent.
Oh, hey, what didn't happen? My ears are tickling me already. Just buckle up, because this tale is wild. Lagos drama at its finest.
So there we were, living our usual lives. You know how life can sometimes feel like it's on autopilot, calm and predictable. Until that fateful afternoon when everything changed. I was at work, just minding my own business, when my phone rang. It was from our landlady, that sweet woman who always had a smile on her face. But this time, her voice was different, sobbing, shaky, like she was on the edge of a breakdown.
Please, you have to come home now. It's our daughter. She's hurt.
She gasped, nearly choking on her words. My heart dropped straight into my stomach. I felt like my whole world spun upside down. What on earth could have happened? Without a second thought, I dropped everything and rushed home. When I got to the compound, the scene was worse than I could have imagined. There she was, the little girl, barely 8 years old, clutching her stomach, her face ashen, streaked with tears. The landlord's wife was beside herself. She could barely speak, her words coming out in broken sobs.
I didn't know what to do. I was at the store when she came back like this.
She stammered, holding her daughter close. But then it hit me. David, the boy next door, the one whose family had moved into the compound barely a year ago.
He touched her. Made her do terrible things.
Her voice was shaking, full of guilt. The words hit me like a ton of bricks. My stomach churned. David, the same boy who played with the other kids, the boy who seemed harmless, had done this? I couldn't wrap my head around it. I told our landlady to get the little girl to the hospital right away. We all waited in that horrible silence until the verdict came. It was as bad as we feared.
She's severely injured, and we need to run a few more tests.
The doctor said, his voice grim. My heart sank. But it didn't end there. The real horror came next. After more questioning and investigation, we uncovered a whole other side of the story. The boy had been doing this before, and not just to this poor girl. He'd been assaulting his own cousin, who was staying with them, and the landlord's 14-year-old niece too, threatening her into silence. It was a nightmare. But guess what happened after the mind-blowing revelation? The landlord didn't do a damn thing. Not a word, not a move to help. Everyone was stunned. We all knew the landlord. He was this calm, easygoing man. But that day, he was a stone. His wife was going ballistic, demanding they go to the police.
Are you just going to let this happen to your own daughter? What kind of man are you?
But the landlord just sat there, emotionless.
What evidence do you have? The boy denied it. Do you want me to fight the police and the courts? You want me to pay for arrest and court case after paying hospital bills? I won't do it.
His wife froze, her face full of shock.
You mean you won't fight for your own daughter?
The landlord didn't even flinch. He didn't care. I couldn't believe my ears. Then, in a desperate moment, the landlady went to confront David, right in front of everyone. She shoved him and demanded he admit what he had done.
Tell the truth, you did it!
She yelled, shaking him. The boy just sneered at her, looking straight into her eyes.
Yes, I did it. What are you going to do about it? I'll do it again.
He spat, his face twisted with rage. The whole compound went dead silent. Everyone was watching. Then, you won't believe this. The boy's father, Mr. Anthony, came outside and started shouting in his son's defense.
My son is innocent. This is a misunderstanding. Your daughter must have provoked him. It's your fault for not teaching your daughters how to dress and behave around boys.
Everyone was left in shock. The landlord overheard him and he came downstairs to meet him.
You will move out when your rent expires. I don't want you in my house again.
He said with an air of finality. But Mr. Anthony hissed, giving our landlord a very bombastic side eye.
Move out and go where exactly? We're not going anywhere, sir.
He said it like a threat. At this point, we were no longer shocked. We became scared. The entire compound was shaking. Parents with female minors were terrified, even with teenage boys. Nobody knew who David would target next. Then came the bombshell, the deep secret that no one knew about. Turns out, this wasn't the first time David had done something like this. At their former apartment, he had done the same to another girl, a neighbor's daughter. The girl's parents had raised hell and brimstone on David. And his parents, they even threatened to report the matter to DSS. That's when the family moved at the middle of the night, thinking they could hide away from their dark past. The landlady finally snapped and decided she would take matters into her own hands. Frustrated, angry, and desperate for justice, she went straight to the police station to file a report against the boy for assaulting her daughter. Naija police and their drama girl. She arrived at the station, and of course, nothing was as straightforward as it should be. She met the officer on duty, who gave her a half-hearted look and said,
"Madam, you go wait, make I go check something."
And left her standing there like a fool. She waited for hours, nothing. She finally went to the desk and the officer told her that she had to come back the next day because
the investigating officer is off duty.
So she left, and just like that, a few more days passed. She went back the next day, and once again, the officer was either busy or away on assignment. This cycle went on for 2 weeks. Each time, the same runaround. Our landlady was losing her patience.
This is the 5th time I've been here this week. What kind of police station is this? Policewoman, do your job or I will do it for you. Madam, no insult me, oh.
All she heard were excuses, complaints about not being paid salary and all whatnot. Like, for God's sake, I'm not your HR. Do your freaking job and be done with it. And the worst part, they were beginning to eye her poor handbag. One officer even said to her,
"Madam, find us something, so we fit help you run this case."
It then became clear what was going on. Bribery and corruption at its finest. Every time she tried to push for justice, she faced more roadblocks, more delays. She had to part with a lump sum before the investigating officer would do his freaking job. They were demanding the kind of money that would make justice look like a joke. The landlady got tired. We were left to nurse our wounds at home. The police never took the boy in. No one even questioned him properly. Slowly, the case began to fizzle out. It became a distant memory, and that was the end of it. As far as the Nigerian police were concerned, the case never truly existed. The boy in question wasn't even fazed by the severity of his atrocity. He was still patrolling with all confidence, as if his father owned the place. Every time our landlady saw him, it was as if even the ground he walked on and the air he breathed annoyed her. We all knew she was restraining herself from beating him to stupor. Very rude boy.
While that one was going on, we were all quietly observing the landlord as he maintained his composure, like nothing happened. First, his daughter and niece were assaulted by a son of his tenant, yet they showed no remorse. And when he asked them to prepare to move out, the father of this same boy challenged him and said he wasn't going to leave. Ha! Yet, the landlord was just so calm, going about his business as usual. Nobody understood that level of steeze. It was surreal. Well, I minded my business and life continued. Fast forward 2 weeks later, we woke up one Saturday morning to a very big uproar from room 5A. Everyone peeked out of their doors and windows to witness the commotion. It was Mr. Anthony's apartment. David was trashing his room, breaking furniture, screaming at the top of his lungs. His parents were terrified, calling out for help, but we were all scared and confused, so none of us could go. We had just stared from a distance. And after a few hours, the noise died down and we thought that was the end. But the worst was yet to come. A few days later, David's mother returned to the compound crying non-stop. The way she was wailing could raise the dead. Everyone gathered to hear her story. She said David suddenly lashed out at school like an animal and broke the head of 3 of his classmates. It took the intervention of his class teacher to subdue him. The attacked students were all presently in the ICU at the state hospital. David as well was admitted because he incurred injuries. Before we realized what was happening, the parents of those students formed an angry mob and traced Mr. Anthony to our compound and beat him up. They dragged him and his wife to the police station and made them pay through their nose to settle all the hospital bills for their children. Even the nurses had no pity to spare them.
Next time you raise your son well to not bully anyone.
The school expelled David because they obviously didn't want a repeat of such undertaker move. That was how David remained at home while other kids went to school. This boy would just be roaming the village, picking up fights and pickpocketing. All of us were watching from a distance. It was pure epic African magic. Weeks after we thought the dust had settled, another uproar in our compound jolted us all to our feet. It was the same David. There was so much commotion in the apartment that we all left our own business to come and witness theirs, and what we saw made us stop in our tracks. The boy was chained up in the apartment like some animal. He was thrashing around, threatening fire and brimstone on his family, his eyes red like burning coal. Mr. Anthony and his wife rushed to the landlord and knelt before him begging.
My son is sick. The traditional healer said we should come to you. Please, help us.
They both knelt down, pleading with tears in their eyes. But the landlord just slammed the door in their face. No mercy. The entire compound went quiet. No one wanted to intervene. No one reached out to help. They all just went back to their lives because deep down, everyone knew that their deeds had caught up with them. David's condition spiraled out of control. His parents were afraid of him now, living in fear of the monster they had created. Weeks passed. The boy's behavior worsened. His parents, desperate, turned to every healer they could find, praying for a solution. But it was too late. Their son was already beyond saving. Then the unthinkable happened. One day, in a fit of rage, David killed his father. The man who defended his atrocious acts, perverted the law in his favor, and even moved houses to protect him, was strangled by his own son. And the boy? He burst out of the house and stormed the streets. He became a living terror, chasing everything on his path. He fed from dustbins and drank from soakaways. He slept in gutters and dressed in rags. And his mother? She gave up. She let him go, watching as he disappeared into the streets, a broken soul beyond redemption. Everyone couldn't help but wonder if this was just an eventuality, or was it karma served cold, as they say. The landlord remained eerily quiet, as though nothing had happened. Could this be his silent form of revenge? Well, I guess we'd never know. He carried on with his usual routine, unfazed by the storm that had swept through his compound. Some believed he had been planning this all along, biding his time as the inevitable consequences played out. Others quietly suspected that he had known this is how it would all unfold, standing by as things unraveled. Whatever it was, we were left in the thick of it, all of us quietly guessing and never truly knowing the whole story. After a while, our landlord and his family finally got their permanent residency to Canada. They packed up and left for a new life abroad, leaving the past and its trauma behind. After they left, I couldn't shake the feeling that this whole story wasn't just some sick nightmare. It was the way the Nigerian system worked for the poor, for the powerless, where justice comes slow or not at all. The typical Naija system, eh?
Babe, now the story be that oh.
Mom, this one gets weight. Living in a public compound in Lagos must be so much fun.
Yes, it's so much fun, but you have to shine your eyes before choosing an apartment.
Exactly, because crazy things are happening. Imagine the trauma that little girl has to live with.
The boy collect wetin him deserve last. But na him parents cause am all. Our system should also do better in treating cases like this. Now, wow.
Babe, I need to go back to my office before Madam sees me gossiping. Bye.
Hello, Eberry Hub. Hi, I need some information.